Hello there, my name's Scott. Today I'm going to be doing a review on what I think is pronounced a bar gua, which I purchased from www.vapisvaporizers.co.uk. Right, so no need for any disclaimers, let's go straight ahead and show in a bit more detail. Okay, so here I have what I think is pronounced a bar gua, and this is basically a very small mod that uses a 14500 battery, and it's manufactured in South Korea by a modder who goes by the name of Yellow Kiss. Available in either brass or stainless steel, and the one that I purchased here is the stainless steel version. And when you get it, it's going to come in one of these rather groovy looking Korean lucky pouches. Okay, so like I said, this is the stainless steel version of the bar gua, and it really is a very small and tiny little device. I think the overall length is 73mm with a diameter of 17mm. On top you're going to find a 510 atomizer connection, so that means you can use any atomizer or cartomizer that also has a 510 threading. And you do have two air slots that have been cut out, which means you can have your atomizer or your sort of carto tank, etc. sitting completely flush on the end now, and you're still going to get plenty of airflow. Uses a double adjusting centre pin, so you can adjust it from this side to make sure that your atomizer is going to sit completely flush whilst also getting a really good connection. And on the inside you can adjust it to accommodate for different length batteries and also eliminate any battery rattle. On the side you're going to find some engraving and your serial number. And I do want to point out that the engravings on the brass version and the engravings on the steel version are very, very different. I was a little bit gutted because I purchased the stainless steel version thinking that it had exactly the same engravings as the brass, but unfortunately not. And the brass one sort of has engravings that run pretty much the whole length of the body. On the base you're going to find your bottom button switch, and it does have a locking ring. So at the moment you can press that in and it'll obviously fire up the atomizer. If you're going to carry it around in your pocket, just give the locking ring a spin even, and that's it, will then lock. Uses two opposing magnets rather than a spring in there, so this means that as you push the switch in, the magnets then repel each other and push the switch back out again. Okay, so let's take it apart and show you how to put it all together. Okay, so the bar gua is basically made up of these three parts here. So you have the top cap, then the main body, and then the bottom button switch assembly. And like I said, it uses these 14500 batteries, and I've been using the AWIMRs in there, and they work a treat. Okay, so when I've been setting up the bar gua, the way that I do it is that I adjust for the battery first, and then once the battery's in there without any rattles or any gaps, then I sort of adjust for the atomizer. So to assemble it, the first thing you need to do is just take the bottom button switch and screw that into the base of the body. And then from there you can take the battery and just insert the negative end in towards the switch. And then once the battery is in place, you can take the top cap, screw that on, and then just check to see if you need to make any adjustments. So I'm just going to screw that on, give it a shake, and I can hear that the battery is rattling around in there, so I'm just going to unscrew it again. Then unscrew the contact pin just a little bit and try it again. That's it, battery rattle gone, and as you can see, you've got no gaps at the top there either. Okay, so the battery is inside the body now, it's all nice and secure, no battery rattle and no gaps between the top cap and the body, which is obviously all good. Now I've just put on the Penelope, and again I've got no gap between the bottom of the Penelope and the top of the top cap there. However, when I press the button, nothing fires up. And that means that the centre pin of the bar gua has not come in contact with the centre pin of the Penelope. So what you need to do now then is just unscrew your atomizer, or in this case my Penelope. Take a screwdriver and just adjust the centre pin there, maybe sort of half a turn. Try it again, and hopefully I still won't have any sort of gaps there, and it will fire up now, which hopefully you can hear. Okay, so that is the bar gua. Let's go ahead, see what it vapes like. Okay, so that was the bar gua, and what I'll do now is go ahead and show you in action. So I'm using a 14500 battery obviously, and it came off the charger probably around sort of 10-15 minutes ago. Been having a bit of a vape, so it's probably still reading around sort of 3.94 volts, something like that.
I'm using my Penelope. The resistance of the coil, not really too sure, but it's probably going to be around sort of 1.82 ohms. And I've got the tank filled up with some 18 milligram strength tobacco flavoured e-liquid. It's just a PG e-liquid. As you can see, like vape wise, you know, plenty of vapour coming out, but obviously that's nothing to do particularly with the actual Bargoir. The amount of vapour production you're going to get, throw hit, flavour, etc. is going to be down to your own sort of personal setup with regards to what sort of atomizer or cartomizer you're actually going to stick on the end of it. But nevertheless, with the setup we've got here, getting plenty of vapour. In terms of build quality, it's a really nicely made little device. You know, all the threads, you know, screwed together really nice and smoothly. No little sort of burrs or sharp edges. The finish came to me sort of in perfect condition. There's no sort of little scratches or scuffs or anything like that. You know, just a very nicely made little mod. Got some nice features on there as well. You've got the adjustable or double adjustable centre pin, so you can make sure that your atomizer is going to sit completely flush on the end of it. Plus you can obviously eliminate all the battery rattle as well, which is sort of two things that really get on my nerves with some mods. So it's nice to be able to eliminate those two issues. You've got the magnetic switch in there, so there's no spring. You've got two magnets that repel each other, so as you push the switch in, the magnets repel and push it back out again. Now when I first got this, I did find the magnets that come included to be a little bit too strong, and I was finding as I was pressing the switch, it was actually making the mod sort of slide up my hand. And so I ended up sort of swapping it over for a spring that I found, and that for me really improved things. But just yesterday morning I happened to find two more magnets with the holes in the centre. Nothing to do with the original ones. These are two separate ones. Not too sure where I actually got them from though. But I swapped those over just out of curiosity, and the actual magnetism in those two magnets for me seems to be a lot nicer. Like I said, not got a clue where they actually come from. They may have come out of another mod which I sort of swapped over for a spring or something, but nevertheless they work really nicely in this. And now the switch on it works absolutely perfectly now, just a nice amount of tension. So if you did happen to get one and you found the magnets to be a little bit too strong, you know, you can either swap it over for a spring or try and find some other sort of magnets with the hole in the centre that aren't quite as strong basically. So in terms of build quality, features, you know, you can't really sort of have any complaints. It's a really nicely made little device. You can get rid of your battery rattles, you can get your atomizers to sit completely flush. You've got the locking ring on there as well, so you haven't got to worry about sort of carrying it around in your pocket and accidentally activating. And like I said, got no complaints really. Probably my only very slight negative is that where it is obviously a very sort of highly polished finish, it does become very much the fingerprint magnet, and you know, it does sort of show up quite easily, and you do find yourself having to sort of wipe it quite often on your t-shirt to sort of buff it up again. And you know, once this review is finished, I will probably stick it on the jewel and probably give it a nice little brushed finish, and with the Penelope to match. Then it just looks a lot nicer. You haven't got to worry about sort of fingerprints and that. With regards to sort of atomizers to use on it, obviously I think the Penelope matches it sort of pretty much absolutely perfectly. As far as I can see, you know, just sort of judging it with the naked eye as it were, it looks like it's exactly the same diameter, so it's nice and symmetrical on both sides. But it also looks really good with things like the spheroid, the mini Hellfire, and it vapes an absolute treat with those two as well. You do get a little bit of a step because I think they're both 16mm, whereas the Bargoir is 17mm. But nevertheless, though, still looks really nice, and like I said, vapes an absolute treat. Obviously, when it comes to battery life, The 14500 batteries, not the best batteries in the world. They're 600 milliamp hours. So if you're a particularly light vapor or a pretty light vapor, you may be able to get through a full day on one battery. If you're a medium vapor, you're going to be going through a minimum of 2 batteries. If you're a really heavy vapor, you're probably going to be doing about 3, maybe even more than that. So if you're a really heavy vapor, it's probably not the best device for you, to be honest, because like I said, you're just going to be having to carry around loads of spare batteries. But if you want a nice little device that's very sort of pocket friendly, and if you combine it with the Penelope as well, which is a really good atomizer, and it doesn't leak at all, so it means you can sort of stick it in your pocket, carry it around without having to worry about it leaking and that. And if you just want something that's nice and sort of pocket friendly, just take it out every now and again, have a little sort of sneaky vape, then it's probably going to be ideal for you, really. And that's probably the reason why I got it. One, because I thought it looked nice, and second, I thought it'd just be a nice little sort of pocket friendly mod. So if you're going to be going out somewhere where you're not going to be sort of having many opportunities to vape as much as what you normally would do, you can quickly whip it out, have a quick few tokes, and then stick it back in your pocket. Not a great deal else I can really sort of tell you about it. If you fancy trying one out for yourself, go along to www.vapistvaporizers.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching. Also come along and visit my website at www.e-cigreviews.com. That's e-cig-reviews.com. Cheers guys, happy vaping. See you later.